everyone, I'm Shreya. Today I'm with Abhinav, our Project Director here at klimArt. He's the person that we go to whenever we have any question about how much a building would cost to run 10, 20, 30 years down the line. So that's exactly where I'm taking this conversation today. Forget about the paint, the glass, the aesthetics of the building. Today we are going to talk about the invisible decisions. The ones that are not photographed but eventually everybody ends up paying for. So Abhinav, I'm sure you've heard this question 100 times. Does building sustainably actually cost more?
Nice, yeah, that's a very common question. I think most asked between our clients, designers, architects. When we think about sustainable buildings, the first thing that comes to our mind is solar panels or high performance glass, the things that we can see, and those cost a lot. But that's not where true sustainability comes from. It's those small decisions that we take very early on which lead to a sustainable building.
So when does these decisions happen?
So these happen in the beginning when we're with the client, with the designers on the brief table, trying to figure out what should the design actually do, what should the building actually do. That's when these decisions are taken.
Yeah, once these decisions are made, it's locked in for life, right? You can't 5, 10 years down the line, you can't go and try to modify it or change it.
No, 100%. So if you have constructed a building, it's done. The orientation fixed, the building walls can't be changed now. Nothing that we have to do can be actually edited later on. So all these decisions are what lead to a lot of true performance of the building. Give you an example. If you take a well-placed window in the building, it can let in a lot of light but not let in heat, thereby reducing the amount of energy required but increasing the way in which people feel the space, the comfort of the space. And this is what good design really is. It's something that's invisible to people but keeps paying you back year on year.
That's a very nice way to put it. Okay, so I have this, you guys use this term a lot, EPI, you and the team. Can you tell me what EPI is and put it, dumb it down for me, please?
Okay, so EPI basically stands for Energy Performance Index. In simple words, it's the energy used by the building across the year.
So is there a unit attached to it?
Yeah, so how we measure it is basically the energy, which is kilowatt hours per meter square of a building used in a year. So kilowatt hour per meter square per year. This is called EPI, and that's how you measure the efficiency of the building. To give you an example, if you buy a car, and then the first question that everybody asks, what's the mileage basically? And the more the mileage, the better the car, because it uses lesser fuel to run the same distance. This is exactly how it looks in buildings as well.
So EPI basically is the mileage rating of a building.
Correct, exactly.
Okay, is that how you benchmark the cost of the building as well?
So yes, this is the direct implication to the cost, right? Let's take two simultaneous cars that you have, and one has double the mileage of the other. Now, the upfront cost may be the same, the price tag that you pay for the car, or what people keep selling, right? But the amount of money you'd spend in the next 5 to 10 years throughout its life, the operation and maintenance on one will be double of the other, which is a huge difference. And this is exactly how it happens in buildings as well. If you take two office spaces, same square footage, the cost of construction, 4,000, 5,000 rupees square foot, which is the same for it. So the price tag remains the same. But one office, well designed, is a fraction of the energy consumption of the other. So the net cost across the next 50 to 60 years, which is what a building should last at least, is a huge difference between these two. And that's what contributes to the cost as well. So a well-designed building would end up consuming less energy and be a big difference in the mileage of the building as well.
I like that because most of the architecture conversation usually revolve around the looks of the building. But when you consider this, you can actually put a number on it.
Correct. It's basically aesthetics is very subjective, right? What you like or what you think is a good building or looks good may be very different for me, and we may not ever agree, and vice versa, right? What I like, you may not like. But performance and energy and sustainability, with our new tools and new technology, we can measure it. We know what's the impact it has on the world around, and EPI is a very good way of doing that.
Okay, so how have you applied these principles of EPI into our project?
So we've done a very interesting project in Lucknow for the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, their North Zonal headquarters. The EPI of the building is just around 70, which is very low. And when you see the building, you will not be able to recognize any hero element, something that stands out and says, okay, this is what a sustainable building looks like. It's these small micro decisions of how orientation was, how the sun path was analyzed, by buffering the usable spaces where people will generally sit and work with the non-usable spaces like staircases so that the heat gain gets cut off. What ends up happening is that people don't see anything different, but they feel different. The comfort of the space is much more maximized, but the energy used to provide the same comfort is much reduced.
So you mean to say people don't really realize these elements when they walk into the building?
No, exactly. So nobody knows this. They walk in, they don't start saying, oh my god, such a well passively designed solar passive building. They don't say that. But that's what good design is, right? Nobody really realizes what the impact is. It's hidden in plain sight, but it's only felt through the comfort and the way that people work, the increase in productivity of the office going people or the users of that space. That's what the true impact is.
It's like the highest compliment as well.
Yeah.
So, does technology ever play a part in all of this?
So as time has gone by, we have got new typologies of buildings like data centers that have come up. The use of energy consumption in these buildings by new technology has increased drastically. So to circumvent that, just using passive strategies is not enough anymore. So you have to strike a balance between active and passive strategies, such as new technology that we have used. In the PowerGrid Township regional headquarters in Yelahanka, that's in Bangalore, its EPI is roughly around 63, which is very low again. We have used something called Fresnel lenses to bring in light from outside.
Sorry to interrupt. What is Fresnel lens?
Okay, so it's like the periscope in a submarine. It has a catchment of light outside, a huge tube through which light gets reflected, and then this daylight is captured and transferred to a deep part of the building. What is the benefit of this is that generally light only permeates 8 to 9 meters into the building from the facade, but now we can light up spaces that are even 12, 13, 14 meters inside without any artificial lighting. So no energy used, but natural light reaching the end of the building and hence enhancing the building's usability and reducing the overall energy consumption.
I really didn't know a small detail like this can make such a big impact.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any common patterns that you notice between the buildings that you just mentioned?
So I would say there is absolutely no pattern that will be visibly able to see. Each of these buildings are a unique output. Each of them are designed for the specific client, for the specific use case, for the specific location, and also the specific microclimate and environment. So they're all unique in themselves and how they've approached the overall design as well. The commonality is the process. So the way we design, what weightages we give, and how we look at buildings through a lens of environment and its impact around for both people and culture and place. That is what makes the pattern emerge. So the way we approach is the pattern, but the output of this pattern is all unique for every single design that we have. One of the buildings we recently handed over, which is the income tax headquarters in Kochi, has just 34.7 EPI, which is even lower, right?
Wow, that's like really low.
Exactly, and there's no common pattern, so you won't be able to see it visibly. And that's the beauty of this, right? Each of the building is an output of a process. Each of the building is unique in itself. They have a response to the climate, response to the environment, response to the specific brief, the people and the user that's going to be in these buildings. The commonality of the pattern is noticed in the process of design. What weightages we give to, how do we see each building as a response to specific environmental condition. And these things is what contribute to the pattern, giving out the unique output, which is the building.
Which completely changes the way we think about cost. Because it's no more about how much it will cost to build a building. It's more about how much it will cost to run it.
Correct. So, as design has evolved, we've also started looking at building as a holistic element. It is not just pre-construction; it's also the operational maintenance and then the end of life cycle, which is when the building is done, dusted, and how it's reused and how the elements can be repurposed. So it's cradle to grave. And if we as designers look at buildings as a holistic thing and start to finish, the cost also can be optimized that way. And we can then start creating buildings that are truly meaningful for the world around us, that respond both to the environment and also to the people.
That, again, small decisions compounding.
Exactly.
That's a great way to end it. Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So.